Hello and welcome to another quick training tutorial. Now in this training tutorial, we're going to talk about the various methods that you can take payments for your credit repair company. Now, the traditional way of taking payments would be credit card or debit card. So now that's the traditional way because every retailer takes a credit card or a debit card because it's just the fastest way to get payment from your customer. But recently, most of the high-risk banks out there, the ones that process credit repair companies, have decided not to take on startup credit repair businesses anymore at this moment. Now, we're not saying that this is a permanent thing. We just know right now the few high-risk banks that were processing for startup credit repair businesses are no longer taking on startup credit repair businesses as of right now. And one of the reasons for that is that there were a lot of fraudulent credit repair companies out there stealing customers' money, promising them the world, taking money up front, but never rendering the services. So in return, there was a lot of chargebacks over a long period of time. So the banks gathered all this data and felt like that if you don't have any processing history and you're just starting up, that it's a big risk to them. So they stopped processing and issuing merchant accounts. Now, merchant accounts are merchant accounts that allow you to take credit cards for or from your customers. But hold on, because there is hope, and I do have the cure for this. Now, that's the reason why banks stop processing for startup credit repair business companies. Again, like I said, I have the cure for this issue. So I don't want you to get nervous. I don't want you to get scared. I'm just kind of giving you the history, the background on why you are having a hard time getting approved for a merchant account and you are a startup, you know. All right, so will the banks process anybody, Mark? And the answer is yes. If you are an established credit repair company already, you have over 3 months of processing history, the bank will take you. And it really doesn't matter what type of processing history you have. You could have been with Stripe, you could have been with PayPal. All the bank wants to see is that you've had processing history with a low chargeback rate. So they want to see what kind of history you've had processing customers' credit cards. So if you're established with the history, you can still apply for certain banks out there that process credit repair companies. Now, what about the startup credit repair companies? Well, I have the cure for you guys. So I hope you are smiling right now because there is a solution for this bank thing not processing startup credit repair businesses. So what I call this solution or this cure, I made up this name. This is not the official name at Capital Merchant Solutions, but I call it the ACH/bridge. Now, if you call Capital Merchant Solutions up and say, hey, I want to apply for the ACH/bridge, they're not going to know what you're talking about. But just explain to them that you watched the video on Mark Clayborne's site, the Client Dispute Manager software, and he talked about how you can bridge from an ACH account to an actual merchant account. So right now, Capital Merchant Solutions is the only company, and they're like an agent. They help us get ACH accounts and merchant accounts. They are the only agents right now that's helping startup credit repair businesses bridge from an ACH account right into a merchant account after 90 days of processing history. All right, so how does the program work? So basically, you have to process electronic checks through ACH for 90 days. Once you process for 90 days, you are automatically qualify to move into a merchant account with that bank, because again, all the bank wants to see is that you have a good processing history, that you don't have a lot of chargebacks. You want to keep the chargebacks down, and they want to see 3 months of processing history. And then they would move you, Capital Merchant Solutions will automatically move you over to an actual traditional bank, a high-risk traditional bank that will issue you a merchant account, and at that point you can start taking credit cards. All right, so what is ACH and what are electronic checks? ACH is basically getting checking account, routing number, and your your checking account number, and processing payments like online. It's like right now, if you pay your bills online, your utility bill, your cable bill, they ask for a routing number and a checking account number so they can set up an automatic recurring billing. That's like ACH. That is ACH actually. Slash electronic checks. All right. All right. So how can I take payment with this method? Well, the ACH works just like it functions just like a credit card. When you get approved, you get a virtual terminal. You can set up one-time payments. You can set up recurring billing payments. So it's pretty much set up just like a credit card, but you're just processing checks. So what are some of the requirements to get approved for Capital Merchant Solutions program? Number one, you got to have a website. Number two, you got to have a refund and terms and conditions policy on your website. Number three, you have to provide Capital Merchant Solutions with a sample contract. And there, as you already know, you are in the software. That's how you're watching this video. So you can use the contract that we have already in the software. Just make sure your refund policy on the contract matches the refund policy on your website. And you have to have a credit score of at least 600. So Capital Merchant Solutions, the ACH company, they do check your credit score, and it has to be at least 600. It's okay for startup credit repair businesses. This is the whole purpose for this, because it's targeting startup credit repair businesses. So if you're a startup credit repair business, you should be smiling at this moment. Thank you, Capital Merchant Solutions, for putting this together for us. They want to see at least 3 months of bank statements. Now, if you have a business already, a sole proprietorship, and you have a business account, you can submit those. If you don't, it's okay to submit your personal bank statements. If you are an LLC or a corporation, you should have an EIN number. They want a copy of your SSS form. So you want to make sure you get a copy of your SSS form. All right, the approval process is like 99%. So it's like a 99% approval for this program, this ACH. I call it /bridge into a merchant account. All right, the application approval takes 2 to 4 days. So once you submit your application, it's going to take 2 to 4 days. All right, so setup fees. There's a $100 application fee. It's $19.99 a month, and it's $1 for a transaction fee, and it's a 2% processing fee. Problems with my credit. So Mark, what if my credit score is not 600 and above? All right, that's okay. Just because your credit score is not 600 and above, that doesn't automatically disqualify you for the program. So according to Capital Merchant Solutions, you want to get a cosigner. So family, friend, anyone with a good credit score above 600, they can cosign for you. Capital Merchant Solutions is also asking that you be honest about your credit report. If you have bankruptcies, judgments, multiple charge-offs, tax liens, anything major, any major derogatories, please disclose that on your application. The problem comes in is when people don't disclose that on their application, and that's when they get denied. All right. So if for some reason you don't get approved for Capital Merchant Solutions, for some reason you can't find a cosigner, you don't get approved, you still have a chance to take payments for your credit repair business. All you need to do is watch video 2 for your second option. Now, your second option will be a company called green.money.com. green.money.com. Watch the second video. If you don't get approved from Capital Merchant Solutions, definitely go with green.money.com. You will get approved because there's no credit check requirements with green.money.com. There's no credit check requirements. But the only difference between these two is that Capital Merchant Solutions will bridge you to an actual merchant account where you can take credit cards. So now you can take checks and you can take credit cards. Now with green.money.com, they don't have a bridge program, so you would only be able to take ACH and electronic checks until your credit score reaches above 600, and then you can come back and reapply with Capital Merchant Solutions. Okay. All right, so now to get started, go ahead and click the link below this video. Click the link below this video. It's going to take you to Capital Merchant Solutions website. Fill out the application. Somebody will get in touch with you right away. Get started with your ACH/Bridge program. Take care.